Spurgeon here with RevZilla TV to talk to you today about the Roland Sands Edwards Jacket available at RevZilla.com. So new for 2015, the Edwards Jacket is going to be an all-new offering from Roland Sands. Really, the story here is going to be the material they've used. They've gone to the British Millerain company. This is a 100-year-old company, and they've got a material. It's going to be a wax cotton. It's going to be their Antique Elite, 10.5 ounces. Really great feel to it. It's going to add water resistance to the overall jacket while maintaining that classic look that's been used for over 100 years. Now, in order to get full-on waterproof, you're actually going to have a Hypora membrane worked into this, so this jacket is going to be 100% waterproof. Now, we're looking at about 3 to 4 seasons in functionality depending on where you live. There is going to be a thermal vest to this. There is not going to be a full-sleeve thermal liner, so again, just keep that in mind. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, Edward on my left-hand side wearing the Edward is going to be 6 foot, 215 pounds, and he's going to have a 46-inch chest. We're going to have him in a large. This is going to be typical of Roland Sands. It's going to be that generous American fit to it. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, the Edwards is available in a small up to a 3XL, and you have 2 colorways available. We're going to have Ed rocking the full-on black version, and there is going to be a brown version for you out there as well. Now, Roland Sands is really known for their urban and styled pieces that really harken back to a more vintage-inspired day. And the fact that they've gone with this Antique Elite wax cotton is really going to speak to that. Again, British Millerain Company has been around since the late 1800s. They've been doing this for over 100 years, and the material on this is really second to none. Really classic look with the updates of actually adding a full-on Hypora membrane to this to give you overall water protection. Now, if you want to bump up to something a little bit more 3/4 length in style, check out the Houston. The Houston's going to share a lot of DNA with the Edwards. It's just going to give you more of that sport touring ADV type style with it. Now, as far as the Edwards is concerned, we're going to start at the top. We're going to work our way through this, and we're going to talk on all the different features that you're going to see here. First and foremost, the fabric in this, like we talked about, it's that British Millerain Antique Elite cotton. Really nice feel, very comfortable. The cotton itself, with the wax cotton on this, keep in mind, you're not going to care for it the way you would with a normal jacket. With the wax cotton, you're not going to be able to wash it. So what you'd have to do to clean it, you let it dry out, you brush it off. You can use, if you have to, cold water with a sponge just to get out some of the hard parts. And then keep in mind, every year or two, you can re-wax the entire jacket. And the point of that is so that the cotton itself doesn't absorb water, and then you do have that waterproof membrane to keep you dry on the inside. Now, starting with the top, working our way down, nice neoprene collar to this. Really going to be comfortable, single snap closure at the front. You're going to see reflectivity work throughout the entire jacket, and Roland Sands did a really nice job of incorporating reflectivity, but not doing it in a way that's going to take away from the overall aesthetic. They did a really nice job of this, especially on the black. You can barely notice the reflective accents that are incorporated throughout the jacket. Now, as we look at the chest, you're going to have 2 waterproof pockets, water-resistant YKK zippers, and then you're going to have 2 hand warmer pockets down the side. These are not going to be waterproof, so just keep that in mind. From the sleeves on down, there's not going to be any armor found in the shoulders or the elbows in this, but there will be pockets on the inside. So if you choose to add the Roland Sands armor pack, you can do so at a later time. Now, as we look through this, one of the things you're going to notice is going to be an extra pocket located on the right side. This is going to be a waterproof pocket, and it's going to be asymmetrical. You're not going to see this mirrored over on the left-hand side. I like that they do that. I like asymmetry. It just adds more of that urban feel to it. You are going to have a Velcro closure at the cuff. And as I pull this back, I just want you to see they did a neoprene cuff underneath the main cuff. This goes up about 4 inches into the jacket, and they did this to block wind from being pushed up into the sleeve. Keep in mind, there's not a full sleeve thermal liner on this. There's just going to be a vest. So this neoprene cuff right here is going to keep that wind from blowing up, keeping you just a little bit warmer in the cooler months. Edward, I'm going to have you turn face away for me. Throw your hand up in that rider position. Slight pre-curve to the sleeve, and again, this is going to work great for a variety of different motorcycles. Whether you're rocking a cafe racer around town, maybe a cruiser, you've got a lot of movement here, a lot of mobility, and one of the reasons you have that is you're going to see a nice expansion gusset on the backhand side. If you were looking at something like the Kent, this is definitely going to be an improvement. I like the fact that they've added this expansion gusset. You're going to see nice overall feel and movement improved over something, again, like the Kent jacket and Roland Sands lineup. And you're also going to see they've worked in exhaust vents here. This is going to help a little bit with airflow. My one overall complaint with this particular jacket is that if they would have put some vents on the front of this, they could have really turned this into a true four-season. Again, I would have liked to have seen that. The exhaust vents help a little bit, but just keep in mind this isn't a jacket that you're going to want to wear in the heat of the summer. Ed, I'm going to have you turn and face backwards for me. Working away at the top from this, you're going to see, again, neoprene collar, slight raised collar to this, and working our way down the back, really clean lines. You can see where they've worked the reflectivity in, and it's going to work out very nicely. As you work out down the back, there's going to be just a slight drop seat to this. But again, if you want something longer, if you want more of that three-quarter style, take a look at the Houston. That's going to be a much longer piece. The other thing you're going to notice is that there are going to be adjusters at the back of the waist on this. And again, you're going to have a two-snap position, Roland Sands embossed buttons, really nice style. And again, this is going to be an improvement over the Kent that's not going to have that. And keep in mind, where the Kent is more of your two-season functionality, this is going to bump you up into that 3-4 season option. Now, as far as the armor protection on the back, again, there's no back pad or back protector with this, but if you go ahead and upgrade to the armor pack from Roland Sands, there is a pocket inside this for you to throw a back protector. Ed, I'm going to be turning face forward for me, and just go ahead and unsnap that. Again, as he does that, YKK brass zippers, really quality done. Roland Sands embossed buttons throughout this entire piece. As he opens this up, you're going to see that quilted liner. Again, this is just going to be a vest liner, not a full sleeve liner. You are going to have YKK zips on either side to detach that, and you are going to have a Napoleon pocket there. One of the things we've really come to know from Roland Sands is that their inside of their jackets are really just as nice as the outside of their jackets. Really comfortable feel, even if you're just rocking a t-shirt with this. The other point of note right here is that you are going to see a rain gusset working its way down on the inside. Again, we're talking about comparing this to the Kent isn't going to have this full gusset here. This is going to give you that guaranteed waterproof protection. This is going to be that all-weather option. So if you are a rider that's out there rocking the elements quite often, this is something that you're going to want to step up to. Ed, you can go ahead and zip that jacket up for me. Now again, with the Edwards, this is going to be that all-new material, that Antique Elite 10.5 ounce cotton from the British Millerain company. Really classic look. This is going to be for you riders out there that are looking for an all-weather piece, something to get you around town that's going to look as good on the bike as well as off, with giving you a ton of functionality. There's a lot of riders out there rocking Roland Sands. If you want to hear more about what they have to say, do me a favor, click the info button. Read what other riders are digging about the Roland Sands gear they're rocking on their rides. If you have more questions for us, never hesitate. Get us on the phone, give us a call, 877-792-9455, or simply type us out an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Roland Sands Edwards Jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.